Welcome back to Chris's Moto Life. I think we're on episode 13, lucky 13, lucky for all of us. We're doing something a little different today. Today we've got a Mercedes Benz 560 SL. This is called the W107 body. Now for this car, I'm not going to really bore you with facts and figures because it's not really a sports car as much as I really think it is a style icon. It really made an impact on the streets of America. This car is a 560, it's a 1986, and this body style was made from 1971 to 1989. That's a long run when you really think about that. That's like 18 years. Started out as a 350 SL, became a 450 SL, and then I think it was a 380 SL, then it became a 560 SL, which this is, the best of the breed. I just think that everybody growing up, I'm 54 years old, and I think if you're my age, you had to have somebody in town that drove around in one of these, a doctor, a lawyer, a successful businessman. These were what you drove if you were successful. Patrick Ewing drove one on Dallas. I think it was, it was Bobby Ewing. It was Patrick Duffy was the actor. Bobby Ewing drove one, and as did Jennifer Hart. Remember the show, Heart to Heart? That's Mrs. H. She's gorgeous. Remember, that was Max. She drove a yellow one. I remember my friend's mother going through a series of E-Type Jaguars, Alfa Romeos, Maseratis back in the 70s. Just kept getting a new car every year because they kept breaking. As soon as she got the SL, she just stuck with it and drove that car forever and a day. I could still remember her son Jimmy meeting me down at the Jersey Shore. That was Ocean City. It was the summer of 1981. And it was just incredible because he came down in his mother's 450 SL and then showed me how to do Jim Rockford turns. I don't know if you remember that show, The Rockford File, but Jim's trademark was to go in reverse as fast as the car would go, and then he would just snap turn it and do a 180, and the car would be going in another direction. So we just had a really lot of fun in these cars growing up. Most of my friends' parents had them. My father was a nerd. He had a 4-door Benz. It was kind of boring, an old 250. But I mean, like I said, these things only had like 227 horsepower at the max. But they were just really stylish. They're just, I can't say enough about how these just captured an era in the 70s that anybody who was anybody was driving one of these. And it's not the most comfortable car, it's not the fastest, but there's just something about it. It will never go out of style. And interestingly enough, everybody wanted the Pagoda, the prior version to this car, which were the really small, the 250, 230, 250, 280. And those cars, as they started to go up in value, where now a good Pagoda will cost you $75,000 to $100,000, these become more and more of a bargain. These were down in the bargain basement. I think they were selling for, I remember 10, 15 years ago, you'd be able to get them for 10 grand. But as soon as the Pagodas started going up in value, these began to go up in value. So I think if anyone's looking for a nice investment quality Mercedes Benz for not a lot of money, I would highly recommend the W107. And that's about all we've got for this week. I want to thank you for tuning in to Chris's Moto Life, and I want you all to have a really awesome upcoming week. Now why don't we start this car up and take it for a little ride. Starting tall, people. Ta-ta.